What's up with the squad? Back with another video on Recklezz. Y'all seeing the title is going down. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe button for me, please. I'm going to keep getting this video, so let's get into it.
Begin with Judge Jeanine Pirro, the 5 co-hosts. Judge, great to have you here. I've been watching you throughout the morning. First, I want to get your reaction as we do continue to hear from members of Congress, as obviously the political fallout of this we have yet to fully see. She plans to file articles of impeachment, Judge. Here's the tweet. Throw it up on the screen. The Supreme Court has become consumed by a corruption crisis beyond its control, she writes. Today's ruling represents an assault on American democracy. Now it's up to Congress to defend our nation from this authoritarian capture, she writes. I intend on filing articles of impeachment upon our return. To you, Judge.
You know, Sandra, whenever anyone on the left talks about an assault against democracy, you know that it has little, if any, meaning. That's their go-to line when they don't have a substantive argument. Look, our government is set up in a way that there are 3 branches. The Supreme Court is a branch that has final decision on legal decisions in this country. They are not willing to accept it if it doesn't align with their political ideology. And this is part of the institutional breakdown of our government. We are now in a scenario where the left and the people who call themselves progressive are not willing to accept a 6-3 decision by the Supreme Court. But make no mistake, there have been administrations, there have been politicians who have been in disagreement with decisions for the last 150 years. But now, all of a sudden, they think they should be able to impeach a Supreme Court justice. Look, a lawyer can be brought before the grievance committee for trashing a Supreme Court justice. And the sad part about all of this is there is a final ruling in this case. Their hatred for Donald Trump, their political ideology that causes them to support someone ideologically or cognitively declined is something that they consider paramount, and they're willing to do anything to destroy our system.
Moral of the story is, and to sum everything up, they don't want to see Trump win nothing. They don't want to see nothing nothing positive about Trump. They only want to see Trump put a smile on his face. So everything that literally he's going to do, everything that's and everything seeming fair. Hold on. Everything seeming fair. You know, that's what I hate too. Everything seeming so fair, so right. You know, it's like you gotta go go crazy. You gotta go crazy. You on the left, we gotta go crazy for that. You know, and I didn't talk to a lot, you know, people that's Democrats, and I just try to, you know, a lot of times I try to hold my tongue, because anytime you do say something, anytime you do, you know, make a point, pull out facts, pull out anything, it's ready to start an argument. You know, it's ready to, you know, you got to get aggressive. You got to get, you know, I come from a family of Democrats. So I try to keep all that down. I'm trying to get better with my stress, you know, my anxiety and stuff like that. So, but it does suck. You know, especially when people are delusional and deny about something.
Well, Judge, the timing of this decision has really allowed the Biden campaign to turn the page on the aftermath of the debate. And we just had a campaign call that we listened in on where former Capitol Police Officer Harry Dunn, who's now part of the Biden campaign, spoke to this. Listen to what he said.
Okay.
My message today is simple. This is not a drill. Donald Trump is the single greatest threat to the United States of America in a generation. We can't let him anywhere near the Oval Office again. We can't count on the Supreme Court or any institution to hold him responsible. It's going to be up to the voters in November.
Well,
go ahead. What's the response to that?
My first response is, you know, if this guy was a member of law enforcement, I feel terrible for anyone that had contact with him. Number 2, he's a former officer. Number 3, explain why Donald Trump is ahead in so many states, especially those swing states that are so important. Look, these people have a big mouth. They speak about things that the American people are not aligned with. And when the United States Supreme Court makes a decision as important as this one,
and I don't want to cut the judge off, but prayers to the people. You know, it is a hurricane. I'm pretty sure I've been seeing stuff about it. Prayers to anybody that's dealing with that. You know, that's if you know somebody, if you know you are that part, like you know, I'm sending out, you know, my prayers, my love, anything a person need, definitely can work something out to get something together, because that is something that, you know, is pretty crazy, pretty sad. I'm pretty sure, though. Been saying
When the
a little stuff
United
about
States Supreme Court makes a decision as important as this one, the Supreme Court speaking for the first time because no other president has ever been criminally indicted for actions while in office. It's about time we listened.
I want to read just a little bit from the majority opinion written by Justice Roberts. The president is entitled at a minimum to a presumptive immunity from prosecution for all his official acts. That immunity applies equally to all occupants of the Oval Office, regardless of politics, policy, or party. Will Sharp, member of President Trump's legal team, joined me earlier on the Faulkner Focus with his response to all of it.
They've recognized a very broad doctrine of criminal immunity for former presidents. I think there are some choice paragraphs in there from Chief Justice Roberts criticizing the haste with which this prosecution has proceeded. The Biden campaign of lawfare against President Trump has just been dealt a decisive blow by the U.S. Supreme Court.
Really interesting part of that, Judge.
Yeah. Well, the fact is that the Supreme Court also attacked not just Jack Smith. I mean, this is a court that has ruled against him unanimously in the past. He is not considered an ethical prosecutor. He's the one who indicted the former governor of Virginia. That case was overturned. He has a political agenda. But what I think is so significant about this,
and they need to do something about Jack Smith. I'm telling y'all, they need
Supreme Court's decision is not the final recognition that when a president is engaging in official acts that involve core essential presidential duties, he has absolute immunity. And then, of course, it's remanded to the lower court to determine what are official versus unofficial acts. And for official acts, he has presumptive immunity. But they knocked down some of the indictment. They knocked down some of the arguments that the president isn't entitled to speak to his vice president or to the attorney general because the president has exclusive jurisdiction and authority over those particular issues as they relate to the Department of Justice and crimes that are being prosecuted. The Supreme Court made it very clear that there are some parts of this that are protected by the core constitutional right of a president. And let me also say that a couple days ago, the Supreme Court rendered a decision kind of dumbing down some of the January 6 charges, saying that they were not supported. And now some of the lower courts have to look at not just the January 6 defendants, but Donald Trump as well, in terms of how the Supreme Court attacked that January 6 obstruction charge.
Judge, I just want to sort of circle back to where we started, which was with AOC calling for articles of impeachment following this ruling. And you had heard ahead of this decision, top Democrats, Chuck Schumer among them, you know, asking for Justices Alito and Thomas to recuse themselves from this case, making allegations about impartiality questions. What kind of an impact does it have when you have our elected leaders sort of questioning the credibility of the court?
Well, I think it has a huge impact, and I think that the Supreme Court has of late been subject to tremendous criticism. And I think that, you know, there's a reason that our founding fathers wanted these justices to serve for life. I mean, they should not be affected by the mob or by the criticisms or the attempts to impeach. And I think that more than anything, they recognize how important their job is. In this case, Gorsuch said it himself. It's not just about the case before us. This is a case for the ages. And they knew that. And that's what the decision reflects.
Such a great point. All great points, Judge. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you on the 5 tonight.
I'll be there.
Okay.
Definitely. Y'all let me know y'all comments and thoughts, you know, on this. I just know, just like, you know, the last video, regardless, anybody that's against them, they're going to do everything in their power to say what they're going to say. Negative, even if, you know, it's right. They don't want to see nothing, you know, and it burns me up because it's so many people that's still out there. I literally made a poll, right? It's so many people out there that not only said that, you know, Joe Biden should be president. But the simple fact that he won the debate, it was like what 5-6% people saying that he won a debate, and it's just stuff like that. Like, it's really people out here that either isn't paying attention into this stuff that's going on. They're not paying attention like to what's on the news, what's on the TV, what and that's why I like to put out these videos. People that's just delusional, or in denial about something, or people that just hate Trump, and I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. It's something that obviously I don't like, and I get a lot of hate for, and a lot of it has to do, with, my skin color, any type of person that, dislikes what I got to say or anything like that, they like, and you black, you shouldn't, it's always that, and it sucks, but I'm gonna keep on spreading the truth, getting it out there, and doing what I do best. Make sure you hit the like with that subscribe button. Definitely appreciate y'all. Much love, everybody. Catch y'all next one.